macadamia powder, which is fruit. It's kind of just a filler, and it's a sweetener, and it's low glycemic. Some mesquite powder, which is amazing as well. I threw in a green blend because this is what I have, and it's amazing. You can get some awesome minerals and some chlorophylls and stuff, and you can add tons of stuff into the chocolate because the chocolate actually works as a delivery system, kind of like that black pepper extract. So you can put the turmeric in there, and it can help deliver the herbs to your body, and it's really awesome to eat chocolate with the herbs. I threw in some acai powder because of the antioxidants. Coconut oil is pretty much the oil of choice when you're making the chocolate because it's just an amazing oil. I'm sure we pretty much know that here. And some honey. I use the cold packed honey because it's unheated.
What about cacao butter?
The cacao butter, yeah, I use the paste, but I put in a little bit of cacao butter and just a little bit of the powder as well, just to increase the flavor a little bit. But you can just use the paste and that'll be fine as long as you just add a sweetener in there because it's really a bitter.
Oh, okay. So coconut oil is sweeter than the cacao paste.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. And then I use a little bit of Heather's sweet leaf peppermint just to throw a little minty taste.
Stevia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Tiny bit of cinnamon. The vanilla and cinnamon go really well together, so I just kind of always use that blend. And then just a tiny bit of cayenne. I know maybe some people aren't into the cayenne. I don't know Heather.
All of this is in here now.
All of that is in there, yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I threw in some herbs as well. I just broke a couple capsules of these open, but it has rhodiola. Rhodiola is just an amazing adaptogenic herb. And it's a super herb. Tribulus and then cordyceps as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys are familiar
I've heard
with.
Tribulus.
Yeah.
I take it a little every day.
Rhodiola, it's an adaptogen, so basically it just helps your body adapt to stress. And it can help your body adapt to like all sorts of different stresses that you see every day from day to day. And basically the molecular properties of this herb go into your body, so if you have a weakness somewhere in your body, it'll know where to go and just like correct that. So rhodiola is definitely an amazing herb. I definitely recommend checking that out. Yeah, so I just put the herbs in there.
How else does it come besides in?
You can get it in tea form and just in powdered extracts form as well. And yeah. So yeah, cacao, I'm sure we know it's high in minerals, especially magnesium, and most Americans are actually magnesium deficient and or zinc deficient.
Can you show them how you put it together, like show
yeah,
them
sure.
the melting pot thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This
So
is the part I didn't know. How
yeah.
Yeah.
What I used was this. I just bought this today. It's a double boiler, but you can use a crock pot as well, because you want to do it on a low temperature setting, because it's really important that you don't overheat it, because there's vital amino acids in here that work with your tryptophans and different neurotransmitters.
Right.
So you don't want to denature those proteins. So it's really important that you cook it on a low temperature. I just fill this up with water and use this double boiler, but you can also use just a low temperature crock pot.
What temperature do they denature at? Do you know?
I think it's probably like the same as
Enzymes?
stuff.
You
Yeah,
put
Okay.
water.
enzymes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a top part to that?
Yeah, so there's a top part to this, and Lazy Acres.
Oh, you
literally
put water in
$17,
there,
yeah.
and it's inside of it.
Mhm.
I get it. And then does that plug in, or?
No, it doesn't plug in. You
Stovetop.
just put it on the
On the
stove,
stove.
just
Oh,
on
okay.
low heat. Yeah, and it just cooks it. It cooks it right up.
And then you just pour that into molds.
And then you pour it into molds. These are for ice, but you know, I used
How
it.
do you get it
Mm-hmm.
thick enough so that, because I tried to
Mhm.
make like peppermint patties, and
Mhm.
like the shell was just like way too thin, but I didn't use like the cocoa butter. I used cacao powder and
Yeah,
coconut oil.
and coconut
Is it,
oil.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
it just like
Mhm.
the paste that gets it thick enough
Yeah.
to make chocolate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the paste, or you can use like the sunflower lecithin,
Mhm.
which will probably do as well. But I would probably definitely use the paste, and then the coconut butter will just kind of help that. But yeah, the paste really gets it emulsified and thickens it a little bit more.
What's the difference
Mhm.
between the cocoa paste and the cocoa butter?
The cocoa paste and the cocoa butter.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the cocoa butter, the powder has been extracted. So basically these two together, the cocoa butter is the white one in there. So these two together make the paste,
Okay.
but they just separate the two
Have they?
and sell them separately. Because some people like to put like 50% powder and 50% of the butter, and you know.
How do they
They like
extract the
to mess with the
powder?
ratios.
Like, do
Mhm.
they start out with the cocoa paste and move on to the cocoa butter, or do they
Yeah.
have to take the cocoa butter and combine it to make the paste?
Yeah, yeah. It starts off with the bean, which is, I'll just show you a bean real quick too. So yeah, this is the bean right here, and this is basically, you'll see it's pretty much the same color as this
Can you just hand
paste.
grind those into paste?
Um,
Or is it really
yeah, I
hard?
think it's kind of like heated. It's kind of heated. If you
Okay.
hand grind them, they'll be like the nibs,
Yeah.
the cacao nibs. But when they're kind of like heated and melted together, it makes the paste. So this is the cacao bean itself, and yeah, if you just break that up, it'll just be a nib. But yeah, it's composed primarily of like 65% of the butter, and then 35% of the powder. But they'll separate it, and then get the butter and powder. But yeah, it's amazing antioxidant, better than acai. Probably like one of the best antioxidants that we have available, and it's super high in minerals and
Does
amino
this have a
acids.
seed in it?
Nope,
Is this
not
the
at all.
seed?
That's the bean. It's actually a bean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to go for that too. It's a little bit bitter.
Bitter, you said.
Yeah, I would eat it with
Would you
honey
like it?
if I could.
Do we get to try the chocolate?
Yeah, and feel free. You guys can go for the chocolate if you're feeling it.
Would you call these truffles or
Um,
dark chocolate
Really
or?
that
Yeah.
bitter?
it's what?
Really that bitter?
It's not really that bitter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. She likes it.
Actually, it's better than.
Hmm.
Well, I have to taste this first. What did you put inside that it's?
Oh, that was honey. That was honey on the top, and it just didn't.
Oh, on top.
Yeah.
Did these have honey on top too?
No, it was actually honey in it, but it
Chocolate
just
for the
didn't.
kids and
How do
birthdays,
you-
you know, and tap them in the little.
How do you
know,
do
use
it so
milk.
that
It
the
didn't
honey
mold
can't
perfectly.
stay in
Right,
it?
adding peppermint or adding flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just put it in there, and I just put it in the fridge a little bit, and it just.
Oh, and then add the honey.
Yeah, and then it hardens up. But these were just, I took them out too early, and the honey just was coming out.
But you'd say this is dark chocolate?
Yeah, it's definitely dark chocolate
Okay.
for sure.
Fantastic.
You can actually do milk chocolate too if you want, but with coconut milk,
Oh.
Oh,
and yeah, that'll be an amazing thing as well. But it's really important for the alchemy with it. So just experience on the herbs. Like for instance, if you want to do the horsetail or turmeric or whatever herbs that you want to do, it's really good to eat those herbs, and chocolate is like the perfect mechanism. So yeah,
for
there's
delivery and
there's some-
assimilation.
Yeah, and there's some alchemy that goes into it as well. And then you can get your greens like chlorella and spirulina and all that stuff. Just throw it in. So it's good. Chocolate party, yeah. And it has the bliss chemicals, anandamine, which is like one of the bliss chemicals that you get when like you fall in love. And chocolate just has that naturally. So it's just total potent. Yeah, potent.
The bean
Food.
is so good. Why do anything else with it? Where do you
Yeah.
buy the beans?
You can buy the beans at Whole Foods, Lazy Acres.
Oh, you can.
The co-op, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And if you want, you can just dip it into honey. Sometimes I'll just dip it into honey, and it's just like gold in my mouth. Like, oh my gosh, it's
So
amazing.
good.
Yeah, have like 3 of them, and it'll give me some energy, just some quick energy.
Do you ever get the bean with the fruit still on it?
Oh, with the fruit still on it.
Because
Yeah.
they sell them sometimes with the, and it's the bean with like some of the dried fruit.
The dried fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really too sure on that. I would probably stay away from that. But yeah, I would go just straight the bean. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
great
All right.
stuff, and it's superfood at its finest right there. If you can handle it. Some people can't. It actually it doesn't have caffeine, because some people are scared of the caffeine levels, but it has theobromine, which is a vasodilator.
Yeah.
So It just
Trying to get
helps.
going
That's
and-
that's what helps with the absorption,
really
and then
hard
the
to get out there.
theobromine actually smooths is a smooth muscle
When you're working and paying your house
relaxer.
payments.
So like your
Yeah.
it can help your muscles relax and stuff. Yeah. A lot of people who had heart disease and stuff back in the day used to get injected with theobromine, which is an extract from the cacao. So
see.
there's definitely a connection with
Wow.
the heart
There's a
muscle,
lot to
the
know
heart
about
and
it.
cacao. Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Fantastic.
Chocolate,
Thank you.
yeah.
Sweet.
That was